Good evening and welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside the show while it is live, and if you would like to join the debate, there is a link in the info box below this video. With your watch page muted, simply click on that link to join the show and express your views on the shape of the Earth. There are only a couple of simple rules in the Hangout. Number one, please do not swear. If you do, you will be ejected, and if you are ejected, please do not try to rejoin the show using sock accounts. In a moment, I'm going to transition across to my photographs so I can share the show on Facebook, Skype and Twitter, and I would encourage all of you who are in the live audience to do the same. With that, I'll say once more, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. I've just finished sharing the show on Facebook, Skype and Twitter, and once again, if you are currently in the live chat, if I could encourage you to do exactly the same, please share the show on all of the social media platforms that you have at your disposal. If you would like to support the show, there is a super chat that runs alongside the show chat while it is live, and if you would like to join the debate, there is a link in the info box below this video. With the page that you are currently watching on mute, simply click on that link to join the debate, and for the time being at least, express your views on the shape of the Earth entirely unopposed. So I'll transition back to my photos and do a few shout outs to people who are in the live chat right now. So good to see you, Peanuts Clark. Very pleased to have you here. Hank Hill says he's here with the popcorn. Looking forward to a good debate. Me too. Fanny Lancer, yay. Thanks for being here. Bass Slack. Matt, aka Matt. Good to have you here. Flat World Takeover. Good to see you. AIK. Thanks for being here. Dawn Treader UK. Nice to see you. Mojo Shop, pleased to have you here. YouTube, otherwise known as YouTube, pleased to see you. Daniel Reza, nice to have you in our chat room. Twitwit, good to see you as well. Thanks for being here. Spaceface, very pleased to have you. HP Gang, all the usual lineup, thanks for being here. Humbled by your support. Paul Stratton, just in at the end, thank you for being here. Any of you did want to join the chat, there is a link in the info box which should all be working perfectly. I may interject once more with no one here just to plug the show and hopefully encourage people to join and express their views on the shape of the Earth. If at all possible, if somebody who is in the chat currently could just click on the link and just check it does actually work, I'd be very much obliged. I can say without question that in the past, the thing that's got these shows going the quickest is when people have shared the show. So it's been the case that people in the chat have gone, yeah, I've shared it, and then a few others have shared it, and then immediately you've got a little crowd, and there's going to be a naysayer in there somewhere that's compelled to join and say, no, I disagree. Or somebody like Jonathan Roberts who is compelled to join and just spout their rhetoric. So at the moment, with nobody here, you are free to do either. So yeah, please share the show. And like it, because it's great. Looks like we have our first guest. How you doing?
Hello,
Sky
Nathan.
Fried Bride, pleased to have you.
Am I getting an echo? No. No, it's working, mate. Got to tell you.
Excellent. Did you just
See
pop
ya.
on to check the connection was working?
Yeah, that's what you asked for. So I
Yeah,
thought
no,
I'd say
thank you very
yes. I've
much.
just gone to bed.
Much obliged.
Super. How come you're doing one so late?
No particular reason. I had a sleep in the day with my kid, and
Okay,
therefore I'm not
fair
very tired right now.
Well, I hope you have a good show. See you later.
See you later. Thanks for joining. A few more people have joined us, so we have, let's have a look. Haunted House, good to see you. Dale, Ohio. The same. Very pleased to have you here. Steve W, I'm not sure if I said hello to you already. Flat Adam. Again, thanks for being here. Paper Explainer, good to have you. Very pleased to see you all. Pretty sure I've covered everyone else so far. Thank you very much for being here. Please share the show. Amazing that on most of the shows, once I finish, they say, you're finishing it just as it's getting good. And it's like, yeah, well, try and join a bit earlier. These things only last a couple of hours. Flat Adam says, time is now. Make a video, double exclamation mark. No more hiding. Sub my channel, I'll do the same. Good for you, Flat Adam. I wish you very well. Thank you very much for showing the show, Twitter. I really do appreciate it. Typed out my little chat bit that I'll paste in a million times when I can't shout everybody out. So good to have you, John Watson and GTI 69S, Doctor Strange Scientist. Very pleased to have you all here. Truth Seeker, pleased to see you. Captain Bullshit, very pleased to have you here. So I'll read my little blurb once. You'll only see it in chat format from this point on, probably, as we'll no doubt have a guest very soon. So share the show on Skype, Facebook and Twitter. Hit that super chat to support the show, and if you would like to debate Flat Earth, click the link in the info box with your watch page muted. No swearing. See these opening bits as an opportunity for the more timid debater to come on and potentially express their views without being contested in any way, as there's no one here. Sort of wets your lips for a debate, maybe on future shows. So I know Jonathan Roberts certainly followed that pattern. Excellent to have him here, but he joined initially and he got a good half an hour of floor time with nobody challenging him whatsoever on anything he said. And and then as time has progressed, he has strengthened his debating talent. So more power to people like Jonathan Roberts. Interesting to see who joins these debates on each side. With the Globe side, it's the usual suspects, I would say, but there's nothing wrong with that. Those guys are the titans of Globe Earth debunking when it comes to Flat Earth. So good to have them all here. Multi Tom Tom, good to see you. I was listening to you earlier on whose show was it? Get the name INFE or something like that. I forget whose show it was. David Quintana, good to see you. Rude as ever. I am Rick, that's the one. Thank you, John Watson. But yes, I saw you on Iron Rick's channel. Couldn't quite place your accent. I assume you're British, a British Muslim. I just don't know where you're from. So if you could tell me in the chat, I'd be really grateful. I'd love to know where you're from. I grew up in a predominantly Muslim area in Birmingham. I'll read Peanuts Clark's comment. Thank you for being so cool. Yeah, right, Peanuts Clark, whatever you say. I'm just waiting for that chance when I can shut up. When people finally join. Then I can keep my mouth shut. I don't miss Birmingham at all. John Watson says, Brum rules. I couldn't wait to get away from it, to be perfectly honest. Surprised how few criticisms I've received in this show. I thought I would get a lot more stick than I have. The odd criticism about how I've moderated it, and that's been very few and far between even then, and I've had to explain to them, well, you can't please all the people all the time. I try to interject as little as possible. Obviously, I will interject at times. Sometimes it's because I can't hold my tongue. Most of the time, it's just to keep the conversation audible. You know, I want to keep the audience involved by being able to actually hear what's being said. So that's normally my main reason for interjection, other than telling people not to swear. Good to have you here, Ron Burgundy. Nice to see you, Rebel Rebel. Sure, I said hello to Haunted House already. Took a shower on the last live stream. I kid you not. Unbelievable. He thought it was very funny. Me, I thought somebody was going nuts with the audio. So I'm like, everybody mute. You're causing all sorts of crazy feedback. And it's just Haunted House having a shower while he's on a live stream. Off camera, I'm hastened to add. Naughty Tom Tom says he wants to debate Ron Burgundy. Feel free to click on the link in the info box below this video, Tom. I'm sure if you took the lead, he would join. Not. Gutless turds, says Paper Explainer. I don't see you in the show. Them be fighting words. Negator XX, good to have you here. Very pleased to see you. Been a few people saying they've gone out and bought mics and cameras just to get on and debate, which again I was quite taken aback to hear. People want to express their views. It's nice to see. No one wants to be the first on the dance floor though. I don't mind. You can all be keyboard warriors for the beginning part of the show. Ah, it's Negator XX on his alternate account. How you doing?
Oh, doggone it. Hang on. I'll be back.
Sometime he's done that. Don't get his avatar of the trees. Oh, I'm gonna make a right mess of this. Kader Idris? Kader Idris. Good to have you here. Steve W, pleased to have you here. No, same account, Negator. Don't worry about it, mate. He's off again. I can say this preemptively. We will shortly be joined by Negator XX. There we go.
Right. Yeah, I failed when Gmail and YouTube and Yahoo merged all their accounts a few years ago. I didn't do it right. So, anywho, I guess feel free to keep doing what you're doing, and I might snag up Sean G or whoever else decides to hop in. I don't have too long. So.
Hopefully the mere sight of you will encourage a flat earther to join. We shall see.
Sean asked for a conversation this evening, and I was talking to him. on Hangouts, not Hangout chat, but yeah, I'm gonna mute and get something to drink and dork around and whatnot.
No worries. We shall await our first debater. T Mars, good to have you here. Pleased to see you. Glad you've come around to the concept of joining. Ah, David Blackson. Very pleased to have you here.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, my friend. What side of the fence do you sit? Flat Earth or globe Earth?
I'm a flat earther, but I've got a little feedback on this end. I don't know if I'd pop out or pop back in.
I wouldn't worry. It normally just happens for the first couple of seconds when you join. It also might be that my mic is still picking you up through my speaker, so it takes maybe a second or two when I finish talking for it to cut or for the gate to cut in.
Everything sounds fine for me. Do you have the watch page muted, David?
Yeah, that sounds more likely. The page that you clicked on the link to join on, make sure that page is muted. That's probably why you've got feedback.
Okay. I think we're good now.
Excellent. A globe earther and a flat earther. That means I can mute and leave you guys to it. Have fun.
I know how to prove flat Earth. That's the whole point.
You don't know how to prove it?
Yeah, I know how to prove it. You get in a big diesel truck in Chicago, right? And you fill that Peterbilt all the way up. You start driving south, and you go about 12,000 miles, and you document your trip all the way down. And basically, you could do it in. You could go maybe 1,000 miles a day. Maybe you could do it. You could easily do it in a month with no problem. And sea level at the bottom of the globe is going to be the same as sea level in New York, because water's always level.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, that's basically what I wanted to say about it. But hey, Nathan, I've been listening to you for a long time around here.
Thank you very much. Pleased to hear it. Thanks for your support.
Yeah, no problem. I've been around since Mark Sargent's first show, and it's been pretty interesting. I went to the Houston Mixer and met Patricia Steer and all those folks down there. And I've been watching the situation over the last couple of years, if you can say, you know what I'm getting at. But you know, I guess that's where we're at now, is going ahead and making this thing finalizing the proof that it is flat. You know, I mean, everybody wants to talk about this and that, but I mean, it's time to play our cards and see who's going to get this deal. I don't know who you have to pull out of the woodwork to prove it to, but basically, we need to get whatever group of people that'll make it finalize it as being a done deal to lined up, and let's go for it. That's what I say.
Well, David, what you should do is you should watch all of Nathan's videos without an ad blocker, and that'll give you your proof.
I've watched Nathan. I've seen all of Nathan's shows. I've seen him all the way back. A long time. I know all these people. How come you never called Dale's show, Nathan?
I've been on Dale's show.
Oh, you have? I missed that one. I did miss one.
I was one of the first on Dale's show. Yeah, I was one of the first on there.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I'm going to have to go back, and I will go back and watch that one. I missed that one. Yeah, but, you know, basically the bottom line is, you know, everybody, you know, it's like everybody coming out with this simulation bull crap and all these stupid things that people want to talk about, the stars and the moon and all this. The United States, North and South America are half the globe over here, okay? If the ball's 25,000 miles around from Canada to Chile, That's halfway around the globe. We can drive it. All you do is you get in, you start at the most northern point you want to start at, and you go south. And this does away with the star trails going backwards and all this in South America and all this, because you're running right up to the wall of Antarctica anyway when you get there. I mean, Chile, what is it? What's it, 100 miles off the coast of Chile or whatever?
Yeah, no, Antarctica's not 100 miles off the coast of Chile.
Well, how far is it?
I don't know.
Go down there on Google Earth and look at it. It's not that far.
It's not that far, but Google Earth lies, so I don't know if you should trust that.
Yeah, I just, personally, if you're gonna argue, because I know it's flat out, and the problem is that there's no situation where this thing's being set up for the. If like P-Mars, I've listened to you way back when it was Earth Discussions, and they had the Office of Information Awareness. You remember that deal? See that? I probably, just to tell you, I think you work for the government, but that's just my opinion. There's too many 50-year-old guys sitting around talking about flat Earth all day long for it not to be. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's like me. I work all day long. That's just to get all the stuff paid. These guys are sitting around and doing 8 and 10 hours. Either they're homeless and unemployed, or they work for the government. There's no in between.
But no. I'm just curious. Who are you saying works for the government? Me or Nathan?
No, Nathan. I don't think Nathan does, but because I've kind of watched him from the beginning when this whole thing started up. I was there when Nathan first got on, so I know about it. And there was nobody on there when I got on. Mark Sargent was the first person that was on there, and Math Powerland and Eric DeBay. I don't even think Eric DeBay was on there yet, but so I've been watching this thing the whole time. But there's government employees, like on Earth Discussions. About half those guys on there work for the government.
Well, I work for the government.
Yeah, I believe you do. You probably do.
Yeah.
I believe it. You think see? Everybody thinks that there are people out here that know what's going on. I know what's going on. I'm watching. I know that after 3 years, this thing hadn't been proven one way or the other. I do know that.
Well,
at P-Mars, I had never seen you stand up, and I've never seen you stand up, P-Mars, or Nathan, for that matter of fact. Said, well, what group of people, what 100 people do we have to get together and make it a bet? I guarantee we got 100 flat earthers that'll put up $1,000 a piece against 100 ballers at $1,000 a piece, and I bet we take their money. How much you want to bet on that? I mean, you see what I'm saying? This thing.
I don't see what you're saying.
Yeah, well, you're a baller, right? You got $1,000. You put up $1,000, and we'll finalize this thing right now. We'll get 100 people on each side, right?
And then what?
And we'll put up $1,000 a piece. We get 100 guys on each side of the ball, and we'll put it up right now. And we got North and South America right here on this side of the earth. And we'll start in Chicago, and we'll go south. And you don't even got to get a boat. You ain't got to go across Antarctica. You don't have to do nothing but drive from North America to South America.
And then what?
And then that'll prove it's flat. It's that simple.
How does it prove that?
Sea level. Sea level is going to be the number one reason.
Why should sea level change on?
Well, because you're going to go out on the sea floor. This is just my guess. You got to remember, I'm a truck driver, right? I'm a car hauler. One of these guys that haul cars in the big trucks. So I got a little common sense on how to do things. I'm not like Obama, who couldn't change a tire. Okay. If Obama had a flat on the way, in the motorcade, and they said, get out and change it, Obama, he wouldn't know how to do it. He wouldn't know how to get the jack out of the back of the trunk. But that's a whole nother story. But you take 100 guys, and then however you want to break it down, it's like Math Powerland. He wants to do the teams to go across Antarctica. Hell with that. I'm a Texan. I'm out on the cold. That's probably why the Native Americans there ever left North America, because the weather here is so beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, but go tell me. I mean, I'm pretty tired, and I don't feel like being.
I know you don't want to get into
stuff like that. But
somebody ought to come on here. There was 10
you're here.
There was 10 people on here this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, I know all these. I know all these characters. I know Tim Osmond. I know all these people. And
Well, if it matters to you, I didn't like Obama, and I can change a tire.
tire.
And when I said I work for the government, I've been in the Army since I was 19.
Yeah, that's worse for the government. I understand how it works. Hey, I was in the Navy, so I understand. I was on the Richard E. Byrd, so to me, it's you got to pick a side. That's the whole thing about it right now. The news has got it, the BBC's got it. Everybody sees the story, right? Everybody went to the conference. It's all over the news now. Now the time is to prove the deal. I mean, that's what where we're at now. I mean, we spent 3 years
and the Muslims too, right?
Hey, I'm not worried about the Muslims. They don't speak English. This is I'm not. I don't know what to tell you about that.
No,
See, now we go into other things on it, but this is just how many people? There's not even that many flat earthers out here, so I don't think the government cares what we're talking about because we know that they're trying to keep this story down. But I still say it's time to see. Let's prove it. We know the government knows it's flat, but are they going to tell us? Hell no, they ain't gonna tell us. They got everybody asleep. You know that.
Why do they know?
Oh, the Germans probably went down there in the 40s. I say they've been in Antarctica for 100 years, or however. What is it now? Almost 75 years down there. They probably got a city as big as Dallas down there built.
That's an interesting idea.
But you got to remember, not everybody's a dummy out here. It's like the guys. There's guys that get on here, and I know the situation on it, but it's really just that time to get it handled. Patricia Steers met me. She knows that I'm just a straight up guy and who I am. I'm not. I got in on this deal, and I've been watching it, and it's been going on and on and on. And my hat's in for $1,000. I'm in for $1,000, and we can get I guess it'd be like bottles of beer on the wall. We get 99. We'll just get it all signed up.
Just do it to it, huh?
Just do it to it. You got there's got to be parameters on what does it take to prove it. We've got 12,500 miles on this just between North and South America. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Pole to pole.
Do you think that I'm gonna be riding upside down if I get my Peterbilt tonight and I take off out of Chicago, right? And I run 24 hours a day and I don't shut the engine off, right? The only time I stop is to fill up. You think I'm gonna be riding upside down on the bottom of a spinning ball by the time I get there? Do you, Mr. Mars?
Well, what?
I'm just asking. Answer the question.
I'm not P Mars. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm curious why you think you'd be able to tell, why you would feel it. Like when you say water is level on the north and on the south side, why should it not be level?
Well, maybe all you'd have to do is go out 1 mile and go all the way down and measure it to the bottom of the ground and go down 10 miles. How far is level? How far does level have to be before it starts curving? Because you can measure water. You can go out there go out 100 yards or 200 yards or 500 yards off the ocean and put a stick down and level it and go down another how many ever miles you say that it won't curve and go down that far and put another stick. I mean, there's ways of doing this. I mean, people aren't stupid out here. We get a lot of people on here that like to talk. It's like these guys that talk about we're in a simulation. We don't know where we're at. Maybe this whole thing's just a figment of our imagination, right?
Well, so water on a globe Earth, where the Earth is pulling things to it, water will always be level everywhere you go, because it sounds like you're suggesting water in the northern hemisphere being pulled down should be pulling off the side of the Earth towards something below the Earth. Is that why you're suggesting it shouldn't be level?
Where's level at?
Well, level is
how far do you have to go to measure level? I mean, is it 1 mile? Is it 1 mile that you have to do level? How many miles do you have to go before you get to the curve? That's what I want to.
Look, well, okay, I think you're confusing some terms.
I'm not confusing anything. I'm asking a straight up question. How far is it?
Well,
if I'm in my Peterbilt, I'm going downhill. What you're telling me right now, I'm always going downhill in Texas. Because I'm on the side of a ball. But
no, nobody says that at all.
Yeah,
downhill means elevation change.
Yeah, I'm at a different elevation than the top of the ball. You don't agree with that, huh?
Not well, because it's just false. That's not how elevation works.
Yeah, that's not how level works or elevation. Yeah, see, that's the school that you failed in that class. I tell
I felt well. I mean, look, man,
you failed that class. I don't know.
I failed.
They put you on the short bus when you got done that day.
Really? So you tell me what level means. What do you think level means
It's
exactly?
it's like you. Well, water level. What does it do?
No. Define level for me.
A water level is level to the
But
ground.
what is it?
To the
What does
ground.
level to the ground mean?
Level to the ground means that it's a horizontal diagonal.
Horizontal So the guy who passed the class is telling the guy who failed the class that level means horizontal diagonal.
No, either one. You got diagonal and then horizontal straight up. So you stick the stick straight up. You put the other one on it, and you go even with the ground. That's what water does.
Wait, you said horizontal goes straight up?
No, horizontal sideways, diagonals up.
Oh, okay.
Diagonal is sideways, and then horizontal is straight up. If you go up a wall, it's horizontal. So what's level over here?
Yeah, so vertical is up. Like when you have a do you know what a
got
plumb bob
verticals
is?
up. So where's the where do you come up with? How far do you have to go? How far is water got to go stretch before you consider not being level?
So level is pertinent to each individual point on
No, it's
the Earth, right? Level
exactly.
Level is always your local horizontal, and on a spherical Earth, right? Everywhere you are is level because your local horizontal is always different. If you want to compare two different horizontals, that's not the same as comparing level in one position, level in the other.
But we're not talking about the land. We're talking about the water. So
I wasn't discriminating between land and water, though.
Yeah, but you have to take into account water's always level.
Right. So where should the water go on around Earth?
Water's all controlled by the wind.
By the wind.
Wind causes all the currents, everything. That would be my guess. But but when it's calm, it's always level. So what we need to do, that's what I'm trying to ask you. What are the 10 points that prove it to be a ball? I don't agree with you. I believe that water's always level, and it doesn't matter how far you go. It's the same high. It's the same level from 1 mile to 10,000 miles.
And it should be. The level is always.
Well, then it can't be on a ball. As you say, it's sticking to a ball, but the problem is gravity's a theory anyway. So what are we talking about? I guess is that what we're trying to prove here? Is that there's such thing as gravity?
Well, so that's.
Or are we trying to prove the Earth is flat? How do you get in between those two? Huh?
Hang on, man. Hang on. So gravity.
It's a theory, correct? It's a theory, correct? Is it a theory? That's what it's not. It's not a given fact. It's a scientific.
Gravity. What causes gravity is a theory.
Yeah, right. What causes gravity is a theory. Exactly.
Yeah. So what causes gravity is a theory.
So what causes level to be level is a theory, I guess, from your point of view too, right?
I guess.
I mean, it's just all theories. That's what I'm saying. I'm tired of the theories. I don't know. Okay. But, you can sit here and argue about stuff, but it's not. The point is what are the 10 points that have to be made to prove that it's a ball? What would it take for you to be proven that you're wrong, that it's not a ball spinning through infinite space?
Oh my goodness.
What would it take? I mean, do you have 10 points that, hey, if this guy proved these 10 things to me, I would believe it's flat?
I'm not even sure where to begin.
No, you don't know. You don't have them.
No, you got me, man. Diagonal, horizontal.
No, that's right.
So, okay.
It's like on your television, you got diagonal and horizontal. Remember them old TVs where you had that on there?
No, I don't.
You don't remember those? They used to turn the knob on the back of the TV.
Oh, I had those, but I don't know what a diagonal horizontal.
Yeah, no, that's what it's got the knobs right beside you. You've never seen that old guy.
I did.
Yeah, that's an old TV. They don't have it like that no more. You have to use that thing when you had to turn on the UHF after 12 o'clock midnight. When they start playing the Star Spangled Banner, on TV, they used to, at 12 o'clock, they shut the TV off, and they play the Star Spangled Banner for about an hour.
That's right. They did.
They go to pure fuzz. They were really brainwashing us then.
Oh my gosh.
I had us going back to. You got to admit, the flat earthers have a point here. How do they go from being nobody, nowhere, and then all of a sudden, in 3 years, this thing has got thousands of people going to a conference, paying their own way, huh? So the problem is you ballers keep coming up with these arguments. But this thing keeps growing, and it doesn't matter who you put on the radio or on the internet or YouTube or whatever, going off into these damn rabbit holes. It's still going to grow. So one of these days, the point's going to have to be made. How do we prove this thing one way or the other?
Yep.
So what do we got to do that? Huh? What do we got to do it? Is it $1,000 a piece for 100 guys, or is it $2,500 a piece? How much money has to be put up? And that's a lot of money to me.
I could talk about dumpy levels or theodolites, but we don't even have a mutual understanding of the word level. I don't even know where to begin.
Water's always level. It doesn't matter where you go.
I know it's always level.
Yeah, I got you on that. Where's Nathan at? Get Nathan back on here. Where's Nathan?
Nathan's here.
I'm good. I'm just listening.
Yeah.
It's all good. You're doing really well.
Nathan.
I was going to interrupt at one stage and say you've got to give him a chance to respond, but the chat told me not to.
It's okay, Nathan. It's all right.
Y'all want me to get on here and do all the talking? I'm just a truck driver. You got to remember this. This is the point of view of somebody with common sense. So you can laugh all you want when you laugh like
I'm laughing at you, man. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you.
I'm not worried about if you laugh at me or not. One thing about me, I don't have any of these situations where I become nervous or anything like that. I'm not on medication, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking. When the doctor offered me, anything, I always tell him no. If I'd have started taking that, I'd been on it for the last 25 years if I listened to you, so I never took anything. And
that's good.
That's a good thing, you know what I'm saying? So we can laugh about common sense if you want to, or you get serious about making this thing happen one way or the other. You got to admit, you're a baller, right?
Sure. Yeah.
You are. So. You don't see this thing growing? What is it going to take for a flat earther to prove to you that the earth is flat? That it's not a spinning ball and going 1,000 miles an hour. It's none of these things that you were told. They just lied to you. What does that hurt your feelings that they lied to you?
It's a really good question, David. Let's hear his answer. Let's see what he's got to say.
It's like when your mama finally told you there was no Santa Claus, but you're 50 and you feel real bad or whatever.
See, I don't know. Hey, man, you're the one talking about driving from the pole to pole. I think only Santa Claus could do that.
Yeah, Santa Claus guy. I could do it, man. Hey, my truck's got 1 million miles on it right now with no tickets or accidents.
That's good.
You know what a million miler? You know how far 1 million miles is? You see, everybody wants to talk about this.
Is it 1 million miles?
Yeah, you ever drove 1 million miles?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I've drove 1 million miles, but I know there's flat. You're gonna tell me in 12,000 miles I'm gonna be riding upside down on the bottom of a ball? Is that what you're telling me? I leave out of Chicago at the top of the ball, and by the time I get there, I'm gonna be riding upside down. And if there was a guy in outer space flying in a spacecraft like Dan Pratt was talking about, how come they never show the camera on the people, the buses and everything riding upside down? I thought that was funny as hell. He come up with that.
How would the camera? Would the camera flip upside down?
I don't know. I gotta ask Dan about that. You must have missed that one.
I did miss that one.
That was a good one. That was like me missing Nathan on Dale's show. But no, I'm just texting over here in Dallas, handling business and been just listen to this argument. That's basically what it's been, is an argument, debate for 3 years solid. That's basically where we're at. And
I don't even know where to start, man.
I know you don't, because you
I
can't
think-
prove it. You ain't got no proof. That's
No,
the problem.
you're right. You got me, man. The truck driver got me. 3 years, and all it took was the truck driver.
It took a trainer. It's real simple. You don't tell me that I want you. How could you prove to me that I'm going to be riding upside down on the bottom of a ball by the time I go 12,000 miles? Can you explain that to me? I'm
How I would
all
prove
ears.
it?
Can you just please explain to me? And you can be as scientific as you want to.
Uh-huh.
Tell me how I'm going to be riding upside down, and when do these in the hours that I'm on my way, right? Because you can go 60 miles per hour, right? So
Mhm.
basically, you're going 60 miles every hour, correct?
Mhm.
So in 10 hours to go 600 miles,
Mhm.
right? And so on. So what is it going to take? When do I start riding upside down? That's what I want to know.
To be literally upside down, you would need to be on the other side of the earth.
Yeah. Well, we're at a tilt, aren't we?
Yeah. So every
We're at that 66.6 degree tilt, right? Yeah, where we're at.
that doesn't.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're at. I keep forgetting about that.
Oh well, you could look at the stars.
Yeah, we can look at the stars. I told you we'd do that on the way down. We leave out of Chicago.
Yeah, we do that.
We leave out of Chicago. We got, instead of doing math Powerlands where we got to go get in the damn cold and go across Antarctica, right? We just start in Chicago. It's going to be cold enough up there anyway.
Mhm.
And then you just head south, and whatever you want to do, calculate the stars, you want to calculate the moon, whatever the scientific evidence. Okay, I'm not.
Mhm.
Whatever the scientific evidence that has to be gathered to prove it one way or the other, right? I'm not a scientist. I'm a truck driver. I was an air traffic controller in the military, but that's a whole different story.
Mhm.
But so I understand how things work. But the point being is what scientific explanation would two sides have to have, or is this one of these ones like the Democrats and Republicans that just goes on forever? See, that's the problem. That's why we're in this position that we're in now, is because we've got like them liars. They're all in on the deal. They're all in the lie about this shit being a ball spinning through space. There's too many people waking up and understand that this thing ain't a spinning ball. All right,
Reach it. That's right.
you understand what I'm saying? Why would there be so many people?
Well,
Think about it. Why would be there?
It's not so many, right?
Oh,
like take a look at how many people across the world have access to the internet. It's like half the world, about 4 billion people.
Yeah,
and then take a look at the number of subscriptions to the most popular FE channels. It's like
exactly
35, 40, 50,000. So when you break that down, what percentage of people that have access to the internet are subscribed to these channels? It ends up being like 0.0001% or some bitty.
Oh, I understand that, but maybe it would be just a good. I guess you're never going to prove to the world because they ain't going to let that happen.
Well,
So
I mean, you can though. There are ways, right? Like oh, there's my daughter. If you take what's called so we got a tool we use for surveying. It's called a dumpy level.
I understand that. That's one of your proofs. See, that's one.
Right.
That's one.
Well,
so you got to have your.
I mean, I didn't
team,
explain what it means, but.
But I understand what you're gonna say. That's what. But we got to get back to the point because I don't want to get off the track here.
You don't want to get off track.
We don't want to get off track. We got to keep us. We got to keep our eye on where we're going here. Okay.
Okay. Where are we going?
We're going to Chile, South America, right?
Going to Chile. Let's go to Chile. What's in Chile?
We're going to Chile from Chicago.
Uh-huh.
All right. You get what you drive whatever you want. I'm gonna drive whatever I want, and we're gonna figure out what the perimeters or parameters, whatever is on of what it takes scientific proof wise.
Well, I got a Nissan.
You could use a Nissan if you want to do a 4x4. The only thing I heard is once you get down all the way to that tip, there's something that you can't get all the way through. I've heard something like that, but I don't know. There was a guy
I'd be scared to drive through Brazil, man. Get shot.
No, there was a guy that drove. I read and did research on it. I was going to do a YouTube video on it. This guy went from New York, Chile, in 13,000 miles, and this was back about 15 years ago, and it made the papers. He's the guy we need to call up and ask him if the Earth's a spinning ball.
But how would he know? How would he tell?
He wouldn't.
Level-
He
level's
probably
like
wouldn't. That's the whole. That's the whole point.
the thing.
See, what you got to understand is a lot of people come out and say because of the moon and the stars and all this, that's why we live on a ball, right?
Well, it's the easiest to see. That's why. It's
Well,
the
and that-
easiest because that everything else requires like super precise measurements, but you've got all this stuff above you that lets you determine angles, and from those angles you can determine everything else.
Exactly.
That's why people bring that up.
That's the way they used to. That's the way you used to navigate the seas. It's a lost art. I understand. They could do all the stars and go wherever they wanted to go just by the stars that were out. So that's another thing. See, that's one of the. You got 100 guys on each side, right? You break it down into however you want to do it. We're going from Chicago to Chile. You want to say the stars are part of what takes the proof on you. And this and that, you got to do it where you come up with a set goal. Like you got to have a winner and a loser. It's just like a deal. This isn't a Democrat and Republican argument. That's what this has turned into, where you have people that are going way off into left field and down rabbit holes, and they're not staying on point of what the goal is here. Okay.
No, what's the point? How about this? When you cross the equator,
exactly,
right, you begin to see the stars rotating around a second point in the sky.
Okay, where's that start? That's the whole point. That's another thing that has to be proven to me.
That's the equator. Like
exactly.
the people that live on the equator, they can look north and they see the stars rotating around a point in the sky, and they can look south and they see the stars rotating around another point in the sky.
So you're saying that it's like two wheels going opposite directions. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, they're
like
opposite.
Like I got like the front. Like you lift my truck up off the ground, right? And I got my front wheels and I'm going forward. So you're telling me that one of the wheels is going forward, and one of them is going backwards. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, no. If you lift your truck off the ground and both the front wheels are going forward, and if you look at one, it'll be going. If you look at the one on the right from the center, it'll be going counterclockwise. And then when you turn left and look at your left,
they're going the same way. I don't know what you mean counterclockwise. They're going to be going the same way. Unless you're looking over your head, unless you're looking over your shoulder. If you're
no, that's
south,
not what I'm saying. I'm saying if
you got to either be pointing north or south.
If your truck is elevated off the ground, it's on a what do they used to call them, a dyno. You can dyno a car. Right. So you're lying underneath it on a trolley or whatever I forget what they call them.
A dolly.
A dolly, yeah. And you're lying there, and you look to your right at your right hand wheel. Right. As the guy's hitting the gas, that wheel will be spinning counterclockwise. Then when you look left at the left-hand wheel, that wheel will be spinning clockwise. But they're both spinning the same direction. So that's what I'm saying is happening is if you're on the equator and you look north and look south, because just like those two wheels in that car are spinning on the same axle.
It depends on if you're looking north. See, all that has to do with looking north or south. See, what you're telling me is that south is on the bottom of the ball, right? Isn't that what we say, that north and south? North is the top of the ball and south is the bottom of the ball, correct?
Kinda. I mean,
okay. No, if you took the ball, like I guess we have to call it the pair now, because Tyson calls it it's a
well, no,
like
that's you don't want to bring that in because that's a miss. That argument is a miss. Misunderstanding.
Anyway, but see, these are all you've had a pretty good little explanation here of just a couple of things that you could put on the list of things, because I understand how this argument can go on and on about stuff.
I mean, this is 3 that I put on the list. What
exactly? You're doing good. Exactly, and all these things need to be proven.
But they have been, though. That's the thing. Like you can observe.
No, they haven't. They've been proven, as just like you said about gravity being a theory, okay?
Yeah, but no. We're talking stars. Like you can call someone in the southern hemisphere.
Okay, I don't. No, that's your opinion. You got to show it to me. If I'm driving south and I'm looking south, okay, I'm gonna see new stars the farther south I go, okay, and I'm gonna look back and the ones in my rearview mirror aren't gonna be there no more, okay. And that's the whole point of you can. That's where we get into this non-common sense stuff. It's just like cars in rearview mirror. If I'm running 100. And they're running 60, and it ain't gonna be too long till I don't see their taillights no more. Even if I'm on flat,
let me put it like
even if I'm on a level ground because they're going to go out of sight. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hang on. So what I'm getting at is because the Earth spins. When you look into the sky from the southern hemisphere, you see a point of southern rotation, the axle that all of these stars are spinning around you. Now they don't literally spin around you. It's called apparent motion.
So when you get to the equator, it's actually spinning faster than when you're at the top of the ball.
No, that's you don't. Well, hang on, you're jumping topics.
No, I mean we're talking about. See, these are all crazy questions things that people don't like to talk about. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
It's a good question.
This is what I'm trying to talk to. We've got to have some way of doing this deal where there's 100 questions or 100 things that have to be proven. What are the 100 things? What would it take?
I mean, this is one. It doesn't.
That's one of three. That's three of them right there. So what? I guess we'll have to get. We're gonna have 100 guys on each side, right?
Well, consider this for a second. You stand on a merry-go-round. Merry-go-round represents the Earth. And let's say you're in a
flat
room.
Earth, because of merry-go-rounds, you'd have to get in one of those motorcycle cages if we want to do.
I got you. We don't need
where the motorcycles go around in a circle. That's the kind of thing we have. Merry-go-rounds are flat.
Yeah, you're right.
You have to get one of the motorcycle.
Get the motorcycles, man.
Like it was on Happy Days. You see that on Happy Days when they did that? I think it was on Happy Days.
Yeah, they're on Happy Days. That's right.
Fonz did the jump. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh man! So if the Earth is flat, right? That's the merry-go-round.
That's the merry-go-round. If we want to talk, it's all right to have fun and do that kind of stuff. But I really am. I'm just want to say to everybody out there, there are a lot of people out there that work for the government that are on the internet now. And if you listen to this, okay. Mm-hmm. If they're telling you anything but setting something up to where this thing can be proven one way or the other, they're not talking about what needs to happen. I mean, by the second international conference, this thing should already be proven one way or the other.
Yeah.
But it's not going to happen, is it? You tell me that it's going to happen. It's not going to happen.
If you would get on the merry-go-round,
if this thing goes on like it is, they'll have them government employees getting a paycheck for talking about this thing for 20 years. They'll be getting a pension while I'm over here working my ass off, for talking about flat Earth for 15 years. So I don't even want to hear it.
I know.
I'm sorry to interrupt you guys. You're killing me.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you again. You want me to butt on out here? You got somebody else coming on?
You've been priceless. We've been joined by Rebel. I think it's Yvette. How you doing?
You think it's Yvette? Come on.
You never can tell. You never know. Good to have you here.
I don't know what's.
Negator, tonight I'm playing the role of asking questions for flat earthers to you, and I'm not going to really do much more than ask.
It's okay. I'm tired. I think this might be about as much as I can give.
Oh no! All laughed out, are you?
I'm sorry.
All laughed out, are you?
I meant brain power. This is about max capacity right now.
Oh, I feel you. I just woke up. And stuff. Okay, everybody probably knows by now, but I had puppies last night. And so me and Penny are very tired. So I just slept all day too, and I woke up, I'm pretty groggy.
It sounds terrible.
No, it's lovely. They're so cute. If you hear puppies in the background, that's what that is.
Puppies, huh? Oh, man.
Oh, Don. Oh, yeah, I guess a lot of people probably haven't heard my voice because I stopped doing Hangouts this year. But the year's almost over, so might as well jump back into the swing of things.
Oh, man.
I'm going to do a search in here for Ask Neg because I told them I would ask for you.
Puppies. That if we put the puppies on a motorcycle in a cage on a merry-go-round, we could prove the Earth shape, right?
I just got done taking care of 5 kittens and gave 3 of them away yesterday and still got 2 left. So but do the same thing on this end. Mama cat was 13 years old when she had them.
Holy crap. Penny's only 11 months old. She's a little baby having babies. It's so tough.
That's sweet. They're sweet when they're little.
Okay, we have a question. How high you have to go to see the curve using your maths? I guess that's your globe, your shilly globe math. So how high do you have to go to see the curve?
I guess that depends on whether you can drive a truck to it, right? And then measure level.
Gotta be driving halfway around the ball. That's what we're talking about here.
There you go.
You got to when you start at the top of the ball and you got to go to the bottom of the ball. You're gonna be see by the time you get there, you got to be riding upside down. I want to know how.
Yep, that's right.
It's like these airplanes. They even have the videos now where the guys are taking the levels on the planes and the levels never come off the whole time. Have you seen that? I guess you've seen that.
I have, yeah.
So they never.
So how
get
high
their
does
nose.
the truck have to go before you can see curvature?
You don't have. You could just drive there. I don't know what. That's what we were talking about earlier. Is get what 10 things is it going to take to prove to you that you live on that they lied to you? You're not on a spinning ball.
Oh wow. Okay, so I just linked us some picture in here. It's the same picture I always link. You can click on it in the chat if you want. It's a picture taken from 120,000 feet, and it's taken using a rectilinear flat lens, and it shows a curved horizon.
That's why we need to do it on the ground. How do you prove it on the ground?
Is there something wrong with the picture though?
Yeah, we don't want no pictures. We want actual natural, repeatable, where you can actually see. You cannot see a curve from the ground, can you? Is that what you're telling me? That there's nowhere, there's no way on the ground to detect the curve. That's basically where's the spinning ball meter at? I mean, you'd think that back in the 70s when they went to the moon that they'd have gave every kid a spinning ballometer, right? And they could sit around their house and say, "Hey, Mama, we're on a ball going 1,024 miles an hour." Oh, goody. How come you played with one of those when you were a kid, didn't you?
I might have. Yeah.
One of the questions already came out, scrolled away in the chat, but somebody else wanted me to ask to explain, I think, easternly routes, if I recall. Whoever asked that question, repost it. But I think it's the east to west. I think what they're asking is how come shorter than the other direction.